As temperatures soar throughout India, people seek shade wherever they can. Exhausted by the extreme heat, others cool off in whatever way possible. In Kolkata, in the east, drivers of the iconic yellow taxis have been urged by their unions to stay off the roads during the hottest hours, between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Meanwhile, some people were doing their best to carry on with business as usual. Despite warnings to drink plenty of water and stay indoors, so far at least 500 people have died because of the heat. The worst affected states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana in the south. But across the country, the heatwave is expected to continue well into the coming week.
The heat just builds day on day until we get some rain. And recently, we've had 48 degrees in Uttar Pradesh, and we're going to keep these sort of levels for the next few days. It's not just the heat during the day that's dangerous, it's the heat at night as well. It doesn't really ebb away at all. The next few days then sees the highest temperatures again across northern parts of India. Severe heatwave warnings across the northwestern plains, but also into Orissa.
At the last count, around 2,500 people had lost their lives. On a lighter note, on the 22nd, Saturn was at opposition with the Sun, and its rings were showing up brighter than ever. More heat misery. 2 died in the Philippines as temperature index soars to 42 degrees Celsius in Isabela province. Ebola cases set to spike again in May after relatives of victims are transporting their bodies on public transportation in Guinea. Our shaking earth. 2 more major quakes strike the Solomon Islands, the third to hit the area in 2 days, bringing 8 major quakes in just 9 days. And the heat wave in Alaska brings temperatures 20 degrees warmer than the Midwest. Yet another major quake in the southern hemisphere, a magnitude 6.3 on the southern mid-Atlantic ridge, is the 9th magnitude 6+ quake in the last 10 days, all coming during a very quiet sun period, which I guess blows the sunspot equals large quake theory wide open. The new misery for Nepal, landslides. Thousands of people have fled to safety following a landslide in western Nepal which blocked the flow of a river. Residents living on the banks of the river were moved to higher grounds for fear the river could burst and send flash floods through the area north of Beni Bazaar.
Now to the mayor of San Marcos, Texas, Daniel Guerrero. He joins me by the phone. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a lot on your hands right now. Let me ask right off the start here, what's the status in the search for these 12 missing people?
Well, to begin with, we thank you for the opportunity to be able to share information with our communities and residents throughout Central Texas. In regards to those 12 folks, the efforts are still ongoing. We're certainly at the same time trying to ensure that we're mindful of the safety of those folks and personnel that are out doing the search themselves. So at this point, we do not have any aerial helicopters in the air because we are currently in a rain scenario. We have had volunteers, we have had staff that have also been out searching for folks in various areas of the community.
17 dead, many missing, record rainfall in Texas, North Mexico and Oklahoma, and flash floods in Houston in a month of extreme weather in the US. Oh, and not to mention the heat wave in Alaska. What a spectacular clip! The largest volcano of the Galapagos Islands, the Volcan Wolf eruption. The eruption happened on the northern end of the archipelago's biggest island, Isabela. A New Jersey man dies after being diagnosed with Lassa fever, a frightening infectious disease from West Africa. With all the storms, sprites have been filmed over Oklahoma.
Well, let's begin in Alberta, where wildfires have forced thousands of people from their homes. The most serious are affecting the northern part of the province. There is a precautionary air quality advisory, and a province-wide fire ban in forests remains in effect. As of late this morning, a total of 66 fires were burning, 20 being held. That means they're not likely to spread. 19 classified as out of control. That is down from 29 earlier today.
Death toll now at 17, with many missing as floods leave large parts of Houston submerged. More marine life deaths along the west coast of America and Mexico. Lobsters, grey whales, jellyfish and sea lion washing up dead. Texas police have evacuated residents living near an overflowing dam southwest of Dallas, as a large part of the southern US continued to reel from floods brought on by powerful storms. Telica volcano, Leon, Nicaragua, ejects new ash plume 3 kilometers into the air. Possibility of a hydrogen explosion, dirty bomb, and thousands of gallons of nuclear contaminated water leaks at Fukushima have United Nations watchdog worried.
A volcano has erupted in southern Japan. The explosion on Kuchino-Edabujima Island occurred on Friday morning. Pyroclastic flows have reached the coast. A huge column of black smoke is still rising above Mount Shindake. Meteorological agency officials say the cloud has reached a height of 9,000 meters. They've issued the highest level warning on the scale of 5.
More marine life misery for the west coast of the US. Toxic algae offshore Monterey Bay is killing fish, shellfish, birds, otters and sea lions. The magnitude of this event is unprecedented. 1/3 of global population of Saiga antelope, 120,000, dead in Kazakhstan in just 2 weeks. Another 3 million birds to die in Nebraska due to avian flu, bringing the death total to around 50 million since the end of January, just in the US. More than 1 million shellfish washed up dead on a New Zealand beach. Another big one, a magnitude 6.7, 100 kilometers northwest of Chirikov Island in Alaska. Paradise, Baja, California. Hundreds of dead dolphins, whales, seals and too many birds to count are reported to be rotting on the beaches. The disturbing reports are coming from people who have commented on the big wobble who live in the area. A massive magnitude 7.8 and a magnitude 6.2. Pepper, Japan. More dead marine life. Is a dead zone responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of fish in New York? Well, that's it for this month, folks. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye bye.